Hello there, my lovelies. How are we doing? Welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. Now today, my lovelies, I have a bit of an unusual video that I'd like to watch with you. So, more of a biology-related kind of video, like a scientific one. Okay, so this one's been requested by one of my lovely patrons. Always requests bangers of videos. So this is from Arctic Tron. Thank you so much, my lovely. Thank you for your ongoing support. Now, Arctic Tron, you say this one might actually be a little bit too niche. I love it. But it sounds like something that I'd find very interesting. Maybe not the wider audience here today. If you do find this interesting, guys, amazing. If not, maybe catch one of my other videos. Sure, you never know. Let's give it a go, though, shall we? So today's video is called The Alien Biosphere, Part 1. So this is the shortest video out of all of them, right? Okay, so this is the planet. I don't know what the featuring artifaction is. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sure we'll find out. So the idea of this, correct me if I'm wrong, Arctictron. So this is from the channel. Is it Biblaridian? Have I said that right? Biblaridian? Okay, so the idea of this is that this is like a hypothetical planet that we're going to be creating based on our current knowledge of evolution and all these biological theories, and then we're going to be discussing other things outside of biology, such as I suppose like altruism, or what else was it that you said here, Arctictron? Like monogamy, like the concept of monogamy and why species care for their young. And right, okay, so maybe quite science heavy, but I love the idea of it. So we're going to be creating a hypothetical planet based on all those biological principles and theories. Okay, awesome. So let's get on with the video, guys. And if you are enjoying these reactions, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. That link is over here. And if you would like to help support my channel any further, I have a Patreon account. And if you want to check that out at all, that link is in the description, just below there. Right, the decider, the divisive video. They'll all love it, Arctic Drum.
When building a fictional world, one of the very first things to consider is what kind of animals, plants, and people are going to inhabit it. Are the life forms the same as or similar to those found on Earth, or are they entirely different?
I think that, I've thought about this a lot throughout my life. I think they would be slightly different, because the chances of another identical Earth, evolving and being created, it must be so slim. Really? Like, with the same elements and the same proportions of gases in the atmosphere and like, our planet has been through so much in its short little life to get this balance of atmosphere, or just the ozone. There's so many things that have, I think, maybe come about by chance, less so by design. And I don't mean by design, I mean like there's not just one path the creation of a planet can take. Surely there's so many ifs and buts and different things along the way, which is going to create an entirely different environment. So I don't think they would be like people. Maybe that's just my theory. I think they would be entirely different, and the animals would be completely different as well.
What's the climate like? What kind of biomes and ecosystems are present?
Totally different.
Depending on the type and style of the world you're building, the answers to these questions can vary dramatically. But for this series, we're starting totally from scratch. We're going to evolve a scientifically feasible alien biosphere using the principles of evolution. Of course, this will all be entirely speculative, since, so far, we only know of one instance of life occurring in the universe, but any alien life would be subjected to the same laws of nature as life on Earth.
Okay.
So by studying our own biosphere, we can make some predictions of what aliens might be like. But before we can make an alien planet, we have to make, well, the alien planet.
The planet.
As in all the non-living stuff.
Yeah.
We've got to lay out some groundwork about what this planet is like, since this will have a heavy impact on how its resident life forms will evolve.
So this is a big question. So, like, how the ocean came to be, or how, land masses came to be specifically on Earth. Do you apply the same principles to an alien planet, or is the way that the Earth came about completely random, completely freak, complete one-off? The series of events that led up to the Earth that we know now, is it totally just the combination of events that led up to it? Are they just so statistically improbable for the same thing to happen on another planet? Or is it inevitable? Like, is it inevitable that any planet that can sustain life has to have vast oceans, water? I don't claim to be able to have the answers to this, because I don't know enough. But for anyone who can contribute to this and just pop a comment in the comments, that would be so awesome, so helpful. I'm going to ask about 50 questions during this video, so any answers are greatly appreciated, guys.
Now, planet building can be a huge rabbit hole in and of itself, and it's kind of out of my wheelhouse, which is why I've brought Artifexian along to help.
Hello.
Oh!
So, where do we begin?
Okay,
Best place is to start with a rough brief. What are you looking for?
Well, since I'm going to be evolving the biosphere from the very beginning of this planet's natural history, we might want to start out with something similar to the conditions of ancient Earth, but maybe tweak a few things to subtly influence the way life develops.
It's that wide kind of topic, isn't it? How far can you go, like, making changes before they start to, enter into the realms of not life sustaining and making it absolutely impossible for life to develop? Where do you draw the line?
Keeping in mind, of course, that the further we stray from Earth-like conditions, the more complications are introduced, and the more speculative things we'll get when designing the biosphere.
Yes, because how on earth would we know? Oh, this is a fine line to tread.
So we should probably err on the side of too Earth-like.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah,
Perfect, that's very doable. I already have a bunch of neat ideas, but first, let's start with your star. Or stars.
I love this.
I think one star will suit our purposes just fine.
Oh, the possibilities are endless. What would happen if you introduce 2 stars? Oh. Or multiple moons? How does that affect the evolution of life? There's too many questions. Okay, I'm going to try and zip it, and I'm just going to follow their series of events and the things that they've decided for this alien planet. Okay.
Let's not get crazy.
Too many variables.
At least not yet.
Alright, one star it is. Let's set the star's luminosity to 75% that of the sun. Doing so mimics the output of our sun during the Archean eon, 2.5 to 4 billion years ago. With the luminosity set, we can derive a number of stellar features, most notably your star's habitable zone, the region around your star where liquid water can exist on the surface of a planet. No water, no life, so knowing the zone is really important.
Okay, so if we have to assume that it's this Goldilocks zone, this distance from the sun, in order to have water, liquid water, saying liquid water sounds so bizarre. Of course it would be liquid. As opposed to ice, you know what I mean. Okay, so we're automatically assuming there's going to be a kind of temperature variation going on here. Light, temperature, what else have we got to think about? So, okay.
If we have your planet orbit at a distance of 0.85 AU, its average temperature would be about 20 degrees Celsius, which is hotter than Earth, but it's nothing crazy.
Okay.
This will also mean that its year will be roughly 298 Earth days long. Happy so far?
Yeah, that works for me.
With all that in the bag, we can move on to the planet itself. To construct our planet, we need to figure out its mass,
Size,
radius, surface gravity, and density, all of which are related like so.
We can make tweaks to them, can't we? That wouldn't have a dramatically different effect to humanoids evolving, or like, do you know what I mean? Okay.
Ooh, can we make it a low-gravity planet? I quite like the idea of working with megaflora and megafauna.
Definitely, we could keep your planet the same size as Earth, again nice and familiar, but drop the gravity to 80% Earth gravity.
Could we go
Does that have any other
lower?
effect?
Yeah, not really. Any lower in density would be such that your planet won't have an iron core. No iron core, no magnetic field, no life.
Ah, alright then.
Oh! Wow! Is that right? Without a magnetic field, there's no life. This is probably a really dense question, but why? Why does life rely so heavily on the magnetic field? Again, is it to do with circadian rhythms and such and such and such? Or is there a much more obvious reason which I'm just not thinking about right now?
80% Earth gravity it is.
In terms of day length and axial tilt, we know that an Earth day was much shorter in the past and that Earth's axial tilt varies over time. So, let's make your day about 20 hours long and give your planet 22 degrees of axial tilt.
Is it we're making slight changes, but to see what the theorized effect on life would be is very, very interesting.
This lower axial tilt means that overall your planet will be subject to slightly reduced seasonal variation. You okay with that?
Yep, as long as there's at least some seasonal variation, I'm happy.
A little bit.
Now, what about the atmosphere?
I
the
suggest
UK.
emulating Earth's atmosphere as closely as possible. Messing with the atmosphere can be, well,
Detrimental
messy.
to life.
Some might say interesting.
Oh boy, I don't like where this is going. I mean, 1.5 billion years ago, oxygen was super low and CO2 was super high. So riffing off that, I can do something like this, but that's really not very...
That's
Come on, surely we can do something more interesting than that. How about we say 1% of the atmospheric composition is taken up by hydrogen sulfide?
You want to add hydrogen sulfide?
Sure. I mean, it exists in small quantities on Earth, including as a metabolic byproduct, and some organisms live off the stuff. So how about we just throw in a tiny bit extra, just to mix things up a little?
Like, okay, if you insist, but just be aware that the oxygen is below what is recommended for carbon-based humanoid life forms. The CO2 is far, far, far above what is recommended, or safe. And the hydrogen sulfide, well, it's not recommended at all.
Don't worry, I've totally got this. I think.
I mean, I hope so. Anyways, what's left? A
Don't let this guy be God.
moon?
Yes, let's just stick with one moon for simplicity,
God.
and can we make it so that it creates fairly large tides?
Sure, one way of doing this is to place your moon close to your planet. Let's say it orbits about 50 Earth radii out,
you
which will
give
give
it
an
another
orbital
moon?
period of about 23 Earth days. Also, let's make your moon 50% more massive than our moon. The increased mass and closeness will give you tides about 2.7 times greater than those we experience on Earth. Now, obviously this will vary depending on local geography, nevertheless it is a good ballpark.
Looks great. And, speaking of local geography, I think the last thing I'll need is some land masses. Since I'm going to explore a big chunk of the planet's natural history, I'll need to know how the continents are going to drift over a period of a couple 100 million years or so. As we'll see, the shape of the land has a pretty huge effect on how life develops.
Sure, what are you thinking?
Well, I thought it would be cool to start off with a Pangea-like supercontinent, and then have it break apart into two continents,
Yup.
only for them to rejoin later.
Oh.
And maybe an island continent could break off at some point as well.
Done. You happy with this timescale?
Something tells me there's an agenda there. I think that there's a reason why they want it to rejoin.
Yes, that looks perfect.
Cool, so there you go. A star, a planet, a moon, a
big
totally non-controversial atmosphere, and some land masses.
Excellent. Thanks very much for all your help, Artifexian. It's been a pleasure having you.
Not a problem. The pleasure was all mine.
And if anyone is looking for more on how to construct their own alien planets, and if you've somehow never heard of Artifexian before, go and check out his channel for all the info you could ever possibly need.
Okay.
As for my planet, I think we've got just about all the bases covered. So next up, let there be life.
Oh no, it's the end already! so fast. Oh, okay. Oh, it was so short as well. I feel like I just want to hop on to the next one really quickly. Right. Okay. What would happen if you added another moon? How would that affect the tides? Would it have like a kind of, like, if one moon was closer, would it start having like an adverse effect on the tide? Or then when the other one, would it have like a kind of push and pull effect? I don't know. It's really interesting to think about. What would happen if there were two suns or stars? Oh, there's so many. There's too many choices. There's too many variables. I know those variables get significantly narrowed down when you're talking about, well, they need to be in place for life to be able to happen, because that's what we're talking about. But I don't know about adding is it hydrogen sulfate, did he say, into the atmosphere? I thought there was more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere than that. No. Very interesting set of variables here. I can't wait to see how they pan out. Arctictron, thank you very much for requesting this video. I know I'm probably being a little bit of a nerd, but I think this entire concept in the video is so fun and so interesting. So I do apologize to anyone who maybe feels this is a little bit too niche for this channel, but I found it very, very interesting. So I can't wait to catch up on the second video. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.